Hi there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a series of videos predominantly from requests that I've had from clients about things that they ask me about, things that come up in their readings, just general things that people wonder about and they don't have the answers to. And sometimes people who, have intuition or do mediumship readings where we have contact with past loved ones and stuff like that, we have a bit of a different insight to what other people do. And we see things from a different perspective. And this is not to sound presumptuous, it's because we actually do a lot of work with that kind of thing. Speaking from personal experience, from me dealing with so many different people for so many years now, seeing different scenarios, it's given me insight into certain situations that perhaps I can share with you and can be helpful. Okay, I'm not saying this is absolutely the situation that you're dealing with, there's no other way, this is how it is, it's hard and fast rules. Not at all. I'm here to share experiences that might be helping somebody, and that's what I'm going to do in every video. All right. So, talking today about people that come back into your life. We find that this happens especially around certain astrological occurrences. All right. A lot of people will find that coincidentally or not, certain people from their past come up during Mercury retrograde, and like we've had a double eclipse season now, and then Mercury retrograde kind of overlapping with that, and all of a sudden these people and situations as well, not just people, certain things kind of crawl out of the cracks, and we think, okay, why is this happening? I thought I was done with this, or it was better for me not to see this person for so many years. These things often happen for a very particular reason. Some of them, depending on the actual connection to you, will be for different reasons. So, if it's, for instance, closer to you, it will often be something a lot more monumental, for lack of a better expression, in your life. And if it's a bit further from you, it's often just for observation. Look at what this person's going through, or look where they have ended up. Okay, that's not in a derogatory sense either. Maybe they're showing you, look what I could have done with the past 5 years in between seeing this person and not seeing this person, or what have I managed to achieve that this person has not managed to achieve. It's times of reflection and to give us perspective in a lot of the different ways. The other thing is that healing comes in a spiral. This is something that I'll probably have to do a separate video on, but it literally goes in a spiral. So if you imagine yourself in the center of a situation, let's use my earbuds as an example. Okay, this is you. We have these spirals that go round and round us, and as they go around, obviously they get further and further away from us. So if we, for instance, imagine a specific person or an occurrence in our lives that's happening right now. We've just bumped into so-and-so that we haven't seen in 10 years, all right? We bumped into them a little while ago, and it probably had a much bigger impact on us than it has had this time. If you really think about it, you think, well, last time I saw my ex-boyfriend, for instance, or my ex-girlfriend, my heart sunk to my shoes. This time I'm seeing them and it's like, oh my goodness, this is awkward. I'm going to kind of duck and dive maybe because we're in a supermarket, whatever the case is. The next time you see them, you're going to think, oh no, I've seen them again. But it's not going to be as intense and impactful as it was. The next time they come around, it's going to be a little bit further away. So maybe you'll hear, oh, I saw so-and-so at the store. Or I saw so-and-so and he's got a new girlfriend. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you hear a year or two later, oh, so-and-so got married, and you're like, oh, okay. And the more the spiral moves away from you, the further it gets, the less of the impact this person or this situation has on our lives. All right, so this is the reason these things happen. And you'll see that healing, and when I talk about healing, I'm talking about healing from pain, heartache, all of these kind of things that affect us so adversely when we first kind of encounter it after an event. Those kind of things, they just kind of lose their grip on you. And the more you heal over time, the more distant they become, and the more it does become, so you saw so-and-so. All right, so this will occur with very intimate relationships that you've been in. It will occur with estranged brothers and sisters, parents, whatever the case is. And then you'll get other people who are like, friends of friends or friends of one of your siblings, and something's happened and there's been a bit of drama and you don't speak anymore, and you'll see that person and they'll be going through something, and you'll think, but why did I bump into this person? What is the purpose of this? But you'll see that maybe they're experiencing something you experienced before. You'll see them having a hard time, or you'll see them going into a particular industry, and you'll think, you know what? That's something that I was always interested in. Or thank goodness I never got into that because he's really hating his job. They're there to show you something. It's there to say, hey, be grateful you never got into that industry because that guy's really hating his job. And that's all it is. Okay, the further the connection is to you, like for instance, your sister's friend from high school. You knew them, but they're an acquaintance, and you think, why do I bump into this person? Why am I knowing this about their life? Or you read in your local paper about something that they did, okay? So, oh, this guy from high school became the mayor. You know, maybe there's something there for you to think about. Maybe you were going to pursue politics, and now that you're looking at it, you're like, oh, I don't really want to be the mayor of this little town. I want to do bigger things. And that's not derogatory again. Please take it from whence it comes when I'm talking about certain situations. Some people are meant to do that. They're supposed to be the mayor. That's what they're meant to do, and they're going to move up. Maybe you've realized you don't want to be in politics anymore. Or you can think, you know what, maybe that's something I'd like to get into. It's just there to show you something. All right, so be the quiet observer when these kind of things pop up. Say, where am I at with this? Don't be afraid to think about it. Even if it is an ex and it rips your heart out because you just saw this person with a new person, where are you at? Be in the moment. Remind yourself why you're not with that person anymore. There's probably a lot of very good reasons. It doesn't just happen by accident. You could have learned things as an aftermath afterward, or you could have had to really, leave under very awkward circumstances. Whatever the case is, don't forget the good stuff and don't forget the bad stuff. That's what it's there for. It's there for that reflection. It's talking about, where are you in your life? What do you want to do? What don't you want to do? What are you glad you didn't do? What do you still need to do? What do you wish you had done that you still can achieve? That's what it's for, okay? It's a observation, and it's for our growth and for our healing. So these are the things that we need to be mindful of. Don't panic, don't fly off the handle and freak out. It's not easy to do, depending on the dynamics, and I stress that, really. It's not an easy thing. If you've been estranged from your father, and all of a sudden you see him 2 years later, you are not expected to be emotionally detached, okay, if you've had a relationship with him. These kind of things. So that's the best advice I can give when it comes to those kind of encounters, because people ask me, why does this happen? And that's exactly why it happens. And I see it happening to clients all the time. I see these different dynamics and situations. Why does this person come back into my life? Why do I keep attracting this type of person? Is something very important as well. You get the same kind of girlfriend over and over, and you're hating your life, and you're thinking, why am I getting myself into the same situations? Probably because you're making the same choices. All right? And you don't even do it. Maybe it's subconsciously, and you actually need to sit down and say, what choices am I making? What am I allowing that is getting me into the same situation where I feel like I'm just revisiting the same dynamics and the same types of relationships? And that can be for friends as well. Are you attracting the same kind of thing? Do you allow the same kind of thing? Relationships are lessons, and they're there to teach us what we will and will not tolerate, and what we do and don't want in our lives, and where are we on our path, and where do we want to go. All right. I hope that helps any of you that struggle with this. It's and don't be fooled if it comes around one more time after you think, oh, well, I'm so done with that. That's great. Finished with that, graduated. Not always. It'll come around again and you'll realize, you know what, I'm not done with this. And I need to reflect a little bit more, and I need to shift a couple more things. But it's there happening for you to show you something. All right. Don't let it get you down or put you into a completely different mind frame. Look at it and say, what is this trying to show me? What is this trying to teach me? How can I use this? This is a tool. And use it to the best of your ability. All right. Chat to you all soon. Lots of love.